Okay, check this out. I came across this article when I was just researching what other prominent people are saying about cryptocurrency. Mike Novogratz is this guy's name, but the headline says billionaire says he has 10% of his money in Bitcoin and Ether. You think about that for a moment. Billionaire. That means he's worth at least $1 billion. So the minimum amount would be $100 million, because basically 1,000 million is $1 billion. So $100 million minimum in the space. He says 10% of my net worth. Billionaire investor Mike Novogratz is betting big on digital currencies like Bitcoin and Ether. Look at this. 10% of my net worth is in this space, he recently said. He declined to say exactly how wealthy he was, but he says it's the best investment of my life. Bitcoin was under $500 a year ago. Today, the digital currency trades at $1,200. This is from earlier this year. So he's made far more than that, obviously, by now, Bitcoin being over $6,000. Back in 2013, he predicted that it would soar. He remembers when people were laughing at him at the time. Guess what? People are still laughing. People still are not taking this Bitcoin and cryptocurrency serious. So he comes down here and he says this, and I like this. He also warned the Harvard Business School Club crowd that there will likely be a bubble in digital currencies. That's important because I say this all the time. Even though I'm so positive on this space, I believe it's highly volatile and we could see a massive decline. No one knows if you're in a bubble till after the bubble actually pops. Otherwise, it's just speculation. But I love what he says here. The best way to handle it, he argues, is the old Wall Street trick of diversification. Put a little money in a lot of different plays in digital currency. On my channel, I've already talked about Genesis mining. I've talked about holding Bitcoin for appreciation. I've talked about ICOs. I prefer cash flow projects. So things like Genesis mining, things like Neo, even though I'm not an investor in Neo. Bitconnect is a cash flow project. Master nodes of various types are cash flow projects. I believe in things that kick off cash or kick off Bitcoin or kick off some valuable cryptocurrency. However, I agree with having some diversification. But I would go even further. He only has 10% of his net worth. I say that, if you're new in this space, you need to just put in whatever you are willing to risk to lose. If it went to zero, you would be okay with it. And this isn't necessarily investment advice. I'm just saying be prudent. I mean, listen, I always tell people my channel is as good as satire. Consider it pure entertainment. But needless to say, Bitcoin is incredible. He goes on to say that he's invested in things like Ether. I would say if you want to diversify and you're into holding the currency in the beginning, if you haven't got into things like Genesis mining, then what I would recommend that you do is just pick up, after you buy. I always tell people, start out with $50, $100, $1,000, whatever is reasonable for you, whatever income bracket you're in, whatever is money that you don't care, consider your entertainment budget every month. Put a little bit into, Bitcoin through Coinbase or whatever, and then later on you can diversify. Buy a little bit of Ethereum. You can use something very easily like you can do it inside Coinbase, or you can go to something like Exodus, which I'll do a review about the Exodus wallet in another time. But here, billionaire Mike Novogratz is betting big on digital currency. By the way, so am I. Have a great day. God bless.